The sky is high, the cloud is low. But my water technique is hard to beat.
But the earth can absorb water.
Hi! Hi!
Allow me to demonstrate the skill of Shaolin, the special technique of shadow boxing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Patreon. This is a very special episode. It's what is this called?
Fu.
Kung Fu Epidemic.
That's the one. Kung Fu.
Yeah, it's
Epidemic.
the one. Our good buddy Ian, he is the one who pitched me this idea. Shot for shot, this is exactly what he said. He said, I want to pitch you guys a new show. It's we get really high and we review the weed and review a Kung Fu movie. And I'm like, that's a good idea, Ian. And then I'm like, we're going to do it. And he's like, okay. And then I can't get in contact with him for the last 8 days. So this episode, he's not going to be on it. But I do have a very special guest, Ellie J. Fox.
Hey, I am a special guest. That's me.
You're
For the
special.
Patreon.
That's for sure.
That's offensive. That's offensive.
What's offensive
It's in
about
poor. It's in poor taste. But yeah, so that's what we did today. And the movie we watched is called The Five Deadly Vipers.
it? The five Venoms, the five deadly Venoms. It has many
Venoms,
names,
right?
not Vipers.
Right. It's close though. Vipers was close.
Was it?
I got most of the words right in the title of the film. Most of them.
Okay, if you say so.
I did some of my job. But yeah, let's talk about what we're eating on. Oh, I gotta figure out what this is actually called. This thing that I had.
Yeah, you bought that from the legal edible store?
I did. It's called Behang. BHANG. It's an edible. It's a chocolate edible.
It was a chocolate. What did it taste like? Did it taste like chocolate or did it taste like weed?
It tastes like chocolate. I've actually had this one before. This is I got the dark chocolate one. It's my preference. But I also bought some. I have a bunch more. Bought a whole bunch today. So I'll try out the milk chocolate one. But as far as the dark chocolate one goes, this one was really good. It wasn't too much weed. So
good.
like I'm pretty.
What'd you
I'm pretty
take?
high,
10 milligrams there?
What? Yeah, it's 10 milligrams. I'm only taking 10 because I'm not used to weed. I don't do it often or like almost ever. So I just took that quantity.
Okay. Out of my vape, I smoked a little hitter of 50-50 indica hybrid called Master Crack. Half Master Kush, half green crack. It's very good. It gets you very high.
Well, you sound great. I give the dark chocolate weed high 4 on the Chatsky scale.
Oh, perfect. All right. So the five deadly Venoms. Have you ever seen a Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movie before?
No, this was the first time I've ever seen one of these Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movies, and maybe that's why it made no sense to me. But we'll get it. We'll get into it.
How about we start with this? What do you think this was about?
Oh boy. Okay, so here's what I know for sure. All right, dude. They're at like a school of some sort, and there's 5 different levels of schooling or
styles,
professions. Styles, yeah. You had the centipede style, which like fast and shit. You had the snake style, which was like slithery and weird, and every time you fight somebody, you have to do like weird snake teeth with your hands. And then like try and squeeze skin. It's weird. But hold on. How many did I say?
You said 2.
Style, snake style. I thought I could have sworn I said 4. But then there's gecko style, and this one's weird because this is the one where for some reason they show off the ability to put out candles without breathing on them.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on with that one.
He can walk on walls and he can put out candles.
Yeah, he can walk on walls and he can put on candles, which they do the wall thing a lot more, but it looks way weirder than the candle thing. It looks weirder than anything else in this movie, to be honest. When people are just standing on the wall and you're like, okay, I understand that you have some sort of weird ninja thing going on, but what are you doing there? How are you doing? You know?
All right. Well, what are the other two?
Other two? I thought I said 4.
You said centipede, snake, and lizard or gecko.
Centipede, snake, and lizard. Spider, was that one of them?
No, it wasn't.
No, there was no spider.
No. Okay, I'll tell you I'll reveal the other ones.
Okay.
Scorpion and toad were the ones you missed.
Scorpion and toad, right. And Toad is the weirdest one because he doesn't really have that. Like he doesn't have like powers like the other ones, except he has incredibly hard skin.
Yeah, he can't be punctured.
Yeah. What's that about? How did you achieve? That's my big question here. Is that how did you achieve that in the terms of realism? How do you achieve such a thing?
How do you walk on walls? How do you walk on walls? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
What I'm saying.
It's like, kung fu styles. They're styles.
Yeah, no, but what
have you ever seen Naruto?
I have not watched Naruto.
They're styles.
But what I'm saying is how realistically be able to harden your skin so that it couldn't be punctured through kung fu. Like how do those two things even relate to each other?
Get whipped a lot.
I don't like that. I do not like that. Not one bit. The walking on walls things I might be able to accept.
Would you?
The strong arms, but the weak ears. His fucking ears were his weak spot, dude. I was howling laughing. What does that even mean? He's like, my weak spots are my ears. Huh? What?
Okay, we've gone through the styles now. What do you think the movie's about?
Okay. Boy, it's extremely complicated.
An extremely complicated film.
It's an extremely complicated film. We have this guy who is not one of those styles, who has been sent out to get the other 5.
Pretty close.
Because all the other 5 wear masks, so they don't know what they look like. He just has to look for the fighting style.
Right.
So essentially, this guy, I think he just goes around picking fights with people who seem to want to pick fights. Then there's something with the cops, and they're like in on it, and I think Snake becomes one of the cops.
Almost. You're so close. You've almost grasped the movie. That's what's amazing about this.
And so then there's something about a treasure. And so like these bandits, which are, I believe, Centipede and Snake, go into this person's house and just murder everybody who lives there looking for this treasure. But they had stashed the map to the treasure, in a candle, and they didn't think to break that. But then Scorpion does. Then the map goes somewhere. This bit's spotty for me. Like the map, it definitely leaves their possession at one point, because somebody does find it. I can't tell you who. Somebody does find it, and then it sort of floats around for a little while, and then everyone's a bad guy, I think. Like all of them are bad guys, but they're all looking for treasure, so it's a big argument over who gets to get the treasure. Then they're training other people in the styles so that they can counter the styles. Is this right? Is this happening?
No.
They're training other people to counter the styles.
It's almost like not even close now. Like you were close at the beginning, but now you're like way off track. So basically you were right about Centipede and Snake being the bad guys. They like break into this house and they kill everybody, and then
they ransack it.
And then basically Snake is like he's like some sort of aristocrat. He works higher up in the government, and he like convinces the police force to blame Toad for the murder instead of Centipede. And they put like Toad through all these like torture devices, and they kill him.
Yeah, they waterboard him. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, they do. And what you were getting at is one of the police officers is actually Gecko. And he works with the guy that you kept thinking was a woman, and that guy was the guy that learned from the master. So the master, he told him that he...
Why does there have to be so much to it?
It's very complicated. Well, the master, like, he told the guy that looks like a woman that he thinks that his styles might be being abused, and he has to go find them and make sure that they're not abusing him. So that's that whole plot line that you were confused about, is why is this guy walking around trying to find the Venoms, is because he was trying to make sure they weren't abusing their power, and they were.
Yeah, and so he has to.
So he teams up with
arrest them
Lizard.
all?
Yeah, he teams up with Lizard, who's working for the police, to capture Centipede and Snake. And Scorpion this entire time is wearing a mask, and he's not revealed until the end to be he's actually the
Yeah,
police constable.
He's also wearing like a sweater, like a sweatshirt,
Mhm.
you know. And I was like, looking at that, and I'm like, what year is this movie supposed to take place in? That's the
Oh, that
question
doesn't
I
matter.
have.
It's a Shaw Brothers movie. That doesn't matter.
No, it matters to me. Like, what are we what are we looking to do? Was this modern time? Was this like
No.
the 70s?
Yeah, this was from the 70s.
No, I know the movie's from the 70s. I'm saying, was it set in the 70s?
No. It's set in like rural China.
Oh, and when was that?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. So just before the 70s.
Definitely before the
Yeah.
70s. I'm thinking like 1200, dude.
Oh, it's like that. It's like that old. Okay, all right. I'm with you.
A period piece.
I'm catching you. Okay, so then I've already forgotten what you've said, but go on. What happens next?
Then they fight for the map, basically. I don't know. That's a cool
Yeah.
scene, though, right?
Yeah. So what I love so much about this movie is that everything is an emergency in this movie, which is just, it's so fun to watch. Like, any little thing that happens, even like in the Shaw Brothers' eyes, like somebody accidentally trips over something, there's got to be like some absurd sound effect to it.
Oh yeah, that's
You know?
that's part of the kung fu genre, dude. Just like the
Yeah.
those kind of things, and then every time it zooms in on someone's face, it has like a little music sting, like dun dun.
Yeah, and my favorite one was when somebody was punching another guy and they were giving the punch sound effect, but then he kicked him in the stomach after he fell, and it was still the punch sound effect.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't. What else do you want to talk about in the movie?
Well-
my brain is broken. Sorry.
I'm so flabbergasted, because here's the thing, I did love it because like
Yeah, you had
there's
a
a
good
lot
time.
of people doing like air kicks and shit.
Yeah,
And-
excessively
and, like,
long
the-
fight scenes.
Yeah, like the fight seems to span over several.
But they are the best
scenes.
parts, so it's like
Yes.
that's fine.
They knew what their niche was here. I really enjoyed watching this movie, but to be honest, as far as the plot goes, I have no idea.
It's quite
I have no
complicated.
fucking clue. Yeah, and they made it complicated, dude.
Well,
I don't know why.
there is 5 different characters, and half of them are good and half of them are bad. So it's like,
But they also keep changing which one's good and which one's bad. You know? So for the first little bit, I was pretty sure that Toad was the good guy.
he was, but he got murdered. Remember, the police.
He got murdered by the police. When did he get murdered by the police? Oh, right. They waterboarded him to death. Right.
Right.
I actually do remember that.
Because they couldn't kill him, right? Because they put him in that spike vest. What is it called? The 1,000 needle coat.
Oh yeah, the 1,000 needle coat, and they
But he-
mentioned that so many times.
But
to
it
the
didn't
point that
kill
I'm-
him because he has toad skin.
Yeah, which again, I don't understand the logistics of him having toad skin, but I'm willing to look past it at this point.
Oh, I'm glad you're willing to look past it.
Yeah, yeah, Shaw Brothers. They would be very sad if I didn't like their movie. I'm sure they're both dead.
Hard to say. I think they are
Hard to-
probably dead.
Yeah, they are. They are most likely dead. Because if this was like near the end of their career, and this was about 40 years ago.
No, I
Yeah.
think there was like it was like mid-career. They made like 400 movies in the 70s.
Oh, they made a lot, dude. They made a lot of these fucking things. Oh man, but like, so many moments of this bringing me just unaltered joy, like unadulterated joy. Like, I remember just like looking at you and just grinning and being like, how is any of this actually happen?
I have
happening.
some quotes here.
Hit me.
From because you were so high that I'm like, I'm just gonna write down everything crazy he says during this. So
Okay.
the first one that caught my attention was we were about like I don't know, maybe 15
I'll
minutes
try
into
and
this
explain
movie,
this, by the way.
and you were like, "My mouth is just open. It's just open," and you kept
Well,
repeating that
no.
your
It
mouth
was
was open.
it was though. Like I was eating food, and then my mouth just wanted to stay open. Like my teeth didn't want to touch.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so my mouth had to be open. No, I get that. That one makes sense.
This one I just liked. You were like, "God damn it, this is the best spaghetti I've ever had in my lifetime."
I did. I made I made some spaghetti, man. Like at the beginning of the movie, I went out and made spaghetti. I ate like 4 pounds worth of food during that movie.
Let's do a list of everything you ate during this
So
during
so
this
I
film
ate
watch.
about a gallon of spaghetti.
Mhm.
I ate this full bag of what is this? Kettle browned potato chips, hot jalapeno. Then I ate this full bag of President's Choice milk chocolate covered almonds, and then I had a McFlurry.
Right,
I
right.
forgot about that one.
What about the full
And then
pizza?
I did. I ate pizza also. Um, yeah. So that was
All right. I
my
also
day.
have another quote where you're like, "I keep thinking that she pulled a tit out, but it's not a woman."
Okay, yeah. So that actually does make sense 100% because there is a character in this movie that is a man but looks so much like a woman that
I don't
every
think
time they're
so.
on screen I genuinely am like that's a woman, and then after a second
It's
I'm
just
like,
a man
no wait,
without a fake beard, because everyone in this
that's a
movie has a crazy fake beard.
yeah, but he's also wearing this really crazy long wig. Man, the wigs in this movie.
That's what I like
Holy
about the Shaw
shit.
brothers is they must have like a full warehouse full of fake wigs and beards.
Well, and the sets too are awesome, but they're almost like they're so bizarre sometimes. Like some of them look like a village, but then there's one time where they just walked into a store and it was a French cafe, and I'm like, what's this doing in rural China?
Why are they?
How?
Why are they fighting in a French cafe in Imperial China?
Yeah, exactly. These are all the questions that I had. And I was looking to you for answers, but you just couldn't give them to me. All right, what else did you write down?
This guy looks exactly like Jack Nicholson.
Okay, that one was also true. Okay, that one was also true. There was this guy in the movie who, like, every time he looked up, he gave Jack Nicholson eye. He looked so much like Jack Nicholson.
What do you mean? It was an Asian man.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if Jack Nicholson was Asian, this is what this guy would look like. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He looked like Asian Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
All right. Well,
yeah.
what do you rate the 5 deadly venoms on the Chadsky scale?
Whew, man, you know what? I had a really not good time watching it, but I also had a really good time watching it. So it's hard
Well,
to.
you had a
really
tough
give
time
it
watching it, or you didn't enjoy it.
one of those things. Yes, correct. Definitely one of those. It's a very bizarre trip, and I think it's maybe a little bit unnecessarily convoluted. Like it feels like it throws a lot at you.
Do you think
like
if you weren't fucking Blitzkrieg right now, do you think you could be
See-
able to follow the film?
See, here's the thing: is that I thought about that, and my answer is actually no. I actually don't think that I would have been able to follow that film, even sober as a judge, my dude, because it makes no sense. Like, and there's
What part of it
10,000
doesn't make sense?
characters. There's 10,000 characters, and they all do something different. How is anyone expected to? My mouth is really dry. How is anyone expected to keep up with that?
I don't know. Just watch the movie and not make like 15 minutes where you're making spaghetti during the film.
You know what? That's a pretty valid point.
Wow, making a lot of valid observations over here.
4 stars on the Chadsky scale.
Wow, I'm gonna give it the legendary 5 stars. It's 5 deadly
You're gonna
venoms, one for each venom. Give it
One
one
for each
star
time. You're gonna
for
give
each
this
venom.
a 5-star?
Yeah, dude.
Fucking Christ, man. That's a buckaroo, dude. That's a buckaroo of a rating. And I'm really excited that you gave it to it. I'm a coward. I couldn't do it. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Well, maybe
But-
maybe when we watch the next kung fu movie, maybe you'll be able to give it a 5 star. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe I'll be able to see it for the masterpiece that it truly is. No, I like this movie though. 4 stars, Chadsky scale, really wicked, fun, awesome time. It's on Netflix.
And Amazon Prime.
and Amazon Prime, which I thought Netflix went down today. It didn't. I was lying about that.
Yeah, you were lying. Is Podcast Bot there or is he high also?
Hey, well, he is high, but I think he's both right now. Hey, hey, Podcast Bot 8000. Hey, but
Okay.
it's me, Podcast Bot
Hi, Podcast
8000.
Bot.
Dude, I thought I was doing the weed gummies, but they were shrooms. I'm having a bad time, man.
Are you on a bad trip, Podcast Bot? Good.
I'm having a bad time.
You deserve it.
I need your help. Okay, hold on. I got my database is working slower to get the next week's.
I'm pretty sure it's Modern Times next week, right?
Yes, it is. On the next episode of the movie Epidemic Patreon exclusive, we are talking about Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times in a little show called Criterion Epidemic. Some of the best old films of all time will be talked about on this show. And of course, they're going to start off with one of their favorites, Modern Times. Oh, thank you, Podcast Bot 8000.
Thank you.
Please put buckets of water on my head. Please.
Damn, he's freaking out, hey?
He's having a really bad time, dude. He's having a really bad time.
Hate to see it, dude.
Dude, hey, he's pulling all my shirts off the rack. Put those back. He's having a bad time.
I don't like when.
Oh, but you know what? You know what? He's putting Legally Blonde 2 into the DVD player. I think he might be all right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay. He's pulling out the DVD for Legally Blonde 2, his favorite film.
So this whole time I've been drawing a app.
And there's a snake in the movie?
Yeah, the snake style.
Guy named Snake.
All right, I think that's about where we're gonna have to call this.
That was good, though. That was good. Hefty review.